What up, though? 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 Listen, y'all, it's Thankful Thursdays, okay? And I don't know about y'all, but I'm out of breath because I'm running, and I've been running just trying to make 100 out of 99. Listen, let me tell y'all, I'm super duper excited because, first of all, it's Thursday. We got the activities of our limbs. We ain't in nobody's hospital. We ain't in nobody's jail. We done survived some of the hardest times of our lives. And you know, one of the things that I love is the fact that when we're going through what we're going through, we think that we can't make it, right? When we're dealing with some of the most scandalous people, we think, man, I'm going to end up going to jail fooling with these folks. Then you think about all the people you've loved in your lifetime and all the love that you anticipate or expect back. It just be like, I need that reciprocity that I'm supposed to give and get back that I've given. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about you deserve it. You deserve it. Now, for some people, you deserve it is going to feel like she talking about karma. But to others who understand what they're doing in their lives, they're going to understand that everything that you're supposed to have that's good, that's positive, you're going to have. You know, there was a time in my life where I felt like, what in the F word is going on? It felt like there was always something, right? If it wasn't this, it was that. If it wasn't that, it was this. And I'm in a season of my life where God is giving me grace, which is unmerited favor. When God gives you grace, which is unmerited favor. If anybody ever asks you what does grace stand for, it means unmerited favor. When God gives you unmerited favor, and favor, which means you are getting something that you know you don't deserve, whether it's grace in your health, grace in your life, grace in your finances, grace in your marriage, grace in your relationships, grace in your friendships. When God gives you grace, unmerited favor, He is allowing you to get some things that your behavior may not have qualified you for, but your heart did. See, there are some things that people look at me and say, oh, how'd she get that? Well, it was the grace of God that allowed me to have some of the blessings that I've had in my lifetime. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It. Before I take it back, y'all already know what I'm going to do. Tell them. I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. And I'm talking to you guys about you deserve it. You deserve the love you're supposed to give, whether it's from your mate that you got now or you single, ready to mingle. You deserve great finances. Our ancestors did not die, get beaten, did not get hung, did not get persecuted, did not get discriminated against, did not get belittled, trampled on for you to be stagnant in your life. Your children deserve for you to have and be the best person that you are supposed to be, because them kids didn't ask to be here. So I need you to ship up and shape out so that way you can get yourself together and be resilient and strong. See, sometimes our reality and our vision for our lives don't always match up, right? I've been there. I'm a mother. I've been a single mother. I've been a married mother, and I've been back single as a mother again. So I've been in the different realms of life that will require you to sit anywhere, whether it's in your car, edge of the bed, on the couch, in the bathroom, and you just sit. And sometimes tears can roll down your eyes. Sometimes frustration will have your eyebrows so furrowed up. Sometimes you can have a restless sleep and have insomnia because you are up at night trying to figure things out. I've been there. I understand it. But I also had to understand the fact that because I worked so hard at whatever it is that I was trying to make happen for me and mine, I also deserve the greatness that God said I could have. See, a lot of us disqualify ourselves from the blessings that God has for us because we feel like we ain't got what other people got on social media. Baby, you know, the other day the enemy tried to trick me. He tried to trick me because, you know, that's what the enemy does. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And if you don't know what the enemy comes to do, you better know what the enemy comes to do. Because when you are walking in your purpose and in your passion, there are going to be things that come against you to try to stop you from being your best self. And if you are weak in your spirit, man, meaning your prayer life, meaning your faith, and it's okay because we've all been weak. I've been weak. Okay. There have been moments in my life where I was so weak, I needed people to pray for me. And I'm going somewhere with what I'm about to say. When you understand that your relationship is so important, not only with yourself, but your spiritual father, your spiritual mama, whoever you want to call, the tree, the grass, the outside, I don't really care. Whoever and wherever you get your divine intervention from, whether it be yourself, we all need to look at that. And because when you have that type of strength, or you're looking for that type of strength, God is going to honor those things because he knows what you deserve. He also knows the type of heart you have. See, when you try to compare what you're building with people who have scammed, people who have begged, borrowed, and stolen, when you try to compare your journey with people who had parents who gave them money, when you try to compare your journey to people who operate on funny business, see, the enemy tried to trick me the other day in thinking that I didn't deserve what I knew I deserved. And see, sometimes the enemy will trick you out of thinking that you don't deserve a blessing, and you do. And see, what the enemy will love for you to do is minimize your talents, minimize your gifts, minimize your personality. Because let me tell you something. There have been people, oh, she too this. Yeah, I'm all of that and a bag of chips. And you're mad because my flavor is not your acquired taste. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're not somebody's acquired taste, they're going to find all the type of negative things to think about. Oh, I don't like how she wear her pearls, or her swoop too swoopy. A person that don't like you is going to find a reason not to like you. It don't matter. You could be the kindest person. You can have the sweetest personality. But when a person does not, when a person doesn't feel like their personality or their spirit meshes with yours, and let me tell you something, the God that I carry with me, the God that I serve, irritates the demons in other people. See, I made a post the other day about if you only knew the demons you were dealing with, you wouldn't have dealt with the demon at all, right? I don't think nobody would deal with somebody who would intentionally try to hurt them, right? But because Satan is good at disguising himself into people who have pretty smiles and a girl that got a nice little body, and, you know, they disguise themselves with a nice partnership and a nice little job. And see, sometimes we get our hearts broken in relationships and with certain people and certain jobs and certain scenarios because we've let our guard down. And when you let your guard down, that's when the enemy comes in. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, Zsa Zsa. Look, follow me on TikTok. I'm TikToking out here in these streets. Listen, and then make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I follow back. But in this season in our lives, we're still celebrating Women's History Month. We're still celebrating Literacy Month. We're still celebrating Nutritional Month. And we're still celebrating just being alive in general. Because I'm going to tell you something. There are a lot of people in these last 2 years who have lost their lives to a multitude of things, not just COVID, but people are still getting sick. People are still suffering from other illnesses and diseases. And I'm going to tell you, when you know what you deserve, you won't allow anybody to give you the minimum. If you can't give me your maximum, I don't want your minimum. See, when it comes to credit, right? They send you your credit card bill and they say you can pay the minimum balance. And the minimum balance is going to keep you afloat. It's going to keep your account in good standing. But when you pay the maximum, they allow you to get more credit at a faster rate, and they extend your credit limit. They increase it. And it's the same thing with our lives. The more that we put in our maximum opportunities and our maximum efforts, the better God is going to extend all of the things that we want out of life. It says it in God's word. Seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness, and all of these things are going to be added unto you. So at the end of the day, when you are seeking to be good, to be better than what you ever were, when you seek to do good to people, despite how they treat you, let me tell you something. There have been conversations that have been had about me, and it got back to me. It made me feel some type of way. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think anybody wants to hear negative things about themselves, especially if that's not your personality, especially if that's not who you are. And see, sometimes people will hold you hostage for what you've done or who you were or what has happened, and that is not who you are at this present time, or that's not who you are becoming. But see, when people are stuck, they stuck. They stuck. Not you, but they stuck. They don't know who to follow, who to listen to, what to do. So guess what? Because they don't have any leadership qualities or backbones, they gonna listen to whoever they think is got the most to say, or got the most following, or makes them feel some type of way inside. And that's why you got to be mindful. You got to always be careful of where you get your wisdom from and who you listen to, because everybody doesn't have your best interests at heart. And see, sometimes when you don't know yourself and people have their opinions about you, it can make you feel small. This is one of the reasons why I teach y'all and tell y'all every week, you got to know you, and you got to know where you come from. The better you know you, the better you know where you come from, the better you can teach people about you, and the better you can teach your children about who they are and who they're becoming. Because people are going to always have opinions about you. They're always going to have something to say, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. But you got to know how you feel about you. You got to know what you're capable of and those qualities about yourself that you feel good about. Because I'm going to tell you something. As women, we got to learn to make sure that we're covering each other as women. You know, I love, you know what's top tier that I love? When women check themselves before they try to check another woman. That's top tier to me. When a brother will check himself before he try to dog and talk about another man. That's top tier. Top tier is when you can check you first before you decide that you got to check somebody else. That's top tier. Top tier is apologizing when you know you wrong. See, a lot of us be knowing we wrong. And we won't apologize for sugar, honey, iced tea, because that pride and that ego won't let you be vulnerable. And see, in the Black community, being vulnerable is looked at as weak. But see, this is the beauty of knowing who you are and knowing who God is. Because in your weakness, God makes you strong. So if you're weak and God admires when you are able to acknowledge when you are weak, he'll make you strong. And so because of that, there are people who won't apologize for things that they know they should apologize for and rectify the problematic situation, but pride and ego won't allow it. And because pride and ego won't allow it, guess what it does? It hinders what our community needs. When you and another person have the ability to work together and build something, but you choose not to apologize because ego and pride has you caught by the leg, it hinders the growth of the future of our generations. And see, if you don't believe me, think about all the plans that you plan with your friends or your family, and the minute that something happened, them plans got canceled. And then think about all the times that when y'all did get into it and y'all did put all the plans together, think about all the great things y'all was able to make happen and all the BS y'all was able to put to the side to make the plan happen. Imagine if, when you understand your maturity level and you understand what the bigger picture is, you're able to put them big girl panties on and them big boy drawers on and say, you know what? This ain't even worth nothing for real. There's a whole situation going on in Europe that could affect us in real life. And I'm not talking about no gas pipe prices. That's the minimum of our worries. We're talking about a bigger thing. If we just had a worldwide plague, okay, and one country is taking out a whole nother country and causing millions of people to be refugees, What do you think will happen here? So if we're entertaining the small, minute drama and trauma, we're going to have to fix that. And the minute that we fix it, the minute we fix ourselves is the minute that we begin to fix problems in our community, in our families, in our state, in our city, in our world. The minute that we check ourselves. Because I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to society right now, if something was to pop off right now, how many women who are taking care of children are left uncovered? I want you to really think about that. I want you to think about it, because I work with children in Detroit public schools, and a majority of those children in Detroit public schools, a majority of children in schools across the country in urban communities are being raised by who? Mothers. So what that means is a majority of the households right here in the United States, right here in urban country communities and cities and states are being ran by who? Women. So if women are running households, that means that there are no men in the households. And let's just say, God forbid, something pop off in our country, who's going to protect the women and children? Who going to do it? Who's going to do it? This is why you got to take your responsibility as fathers, as mothers, as uncles, as aunts, as the big cuz. You got to take that more seriously. Some of y'all have been entertaining some foolishness for far too long, and your life has reflected foolishness. I look at some of my peers, and I thank God that I did not have a child in this season of my life. It's a 50-50 split, because the season I'm in my life, my son could instantly be pulled into the drama over in another country, right? That's one concern for me as a mom. But then on the other end, because we live in a world where social media is open to the public, our children are exposed to predators on a day-to-day, 24 hours, 365. You don't believe me? Some of you have people who view your stuff that you aren't even friends with, don't even follow you. They watching you post your baby. They watching you post your little girl. They watching you post your little boy. Guess what? Everybody that's friends with you on social media don't have the same heart as you, don't believe in the same God as you, don't believe in the same values or integrity as you. And hell, there are some people that you grew up with that don't even have the same values or carry the same integrity as you. This is one of the reasons why you got to be careful in this season of your life about what you say, what you post, and how you do it. Because everybody doesn't have your best interests at heart. And one of the main things that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are covering your family and not being so caught up in posting and being prevalent that you aren't paying attention to who's paying attention to you. See, I ask questions because I need to know. I need to know what's going on. And see, some of us aren't asking the right questions when it comes to the betterment of our society and our communities. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I know you heard me the first time. I'm talking all about you deserve it. You deserve it. See, a lot of us as women, we carry our families on our back. And we don't get a chance to let our hair down, so to speak, except for once in a while or every here and there. And as my son got older, I made it a habit to go get the massages that I needed for my body. I made it a habit to go get the therapy that I needed. I made it a habit to go and talk out what was in my head and in my heart, so it's not just harboring and just sitting there. Because women, we carry so much. We carry their problems, his problems, their drama, your drama, our health issues, our heart issues, our spiritual issues, and we carry those things. And what do we do, ladies? Oh, we're fine. I'm okay. When we know that we're not okay. There were years and years and years and years that I went on and on and on, making it seem as if I was okay, and I knew that I was not okay. And see, sometimes you got to be real with yourself about your own situation. Am I stressed out? Am I dealing with anxiety? Am I depressed? You got to pay attention to you. You got to pay attention to your sleeping patterns. You got to pay attention to what you eat. You got to pay attention to who you talking to on the phone, who you letting into your circle. Because see, let me tell you something. The enemy, I told y'all earlier, the enemy tried to make me feel a certain type of way the other day. And I said to myself, self, why are you worried about any of them folks? You know them for their works. You know them. See, the people that are new to the room, they don't know them. So that's why their position is so tantalizing and it's so fresh, because to them, ooh, I'm in the room. I've been in the rooms. I know the people in the rooms, and I know them for their works. And see, once you start learning people for their works, you'll know them for who they really are. See, I'm a woman of my word. What I say I'm going to do. And if I don't do it, it's a reason that I wasn't able to do it. And I'm going to let you know what that reason was. I ain't going to ghost you. I ain't going to be weird with you, because that's what people do when they don't want to be held accountable. They'll ghost you. They'll gaslight you. They'll blow smoke up your behind so they can make you think something different than what it really is. And see, I'm going to tell you something. When your spirit of discernment is on high, guess what? There's nothing that nobody can say or do to you, because what you know is what you know. There were people that will be intimidated or have been intimidated by your leadership. And as you continue to grow as a leader, as you continue to get bigger as a leader, as you continue to manifest the things that you want in life, guess what? There are going to be people that are going to feel intimidated by your abilities. They're going to be intimidated by the power that you possess. They're going to be intimidated by the gifts that you have. And at the end of the day, your gifts and your powers and talents that you possess have nothing to do with their insecurities. I go in rooms all the time and I can feel the insecurity oozing off of men and women. Because I'm going to tell you something, women. There are men that are just as competitive with you and you don't know it. I've been in rooms where men try to outdo another woman. And it's like, bro, like, what type of weird stuff are you on? Like, if anything, a black man and a black woman should be working together to build black families and build black communities and build black structures. We shouldn't be working as enemies and being competitive. If anything, we should be working together. But see, some people would rather be your enemy than to be your alliance. Look at what's happening in other countries. Just imagine what would have happened if the two countries would have worked together and worked out their differences. Imagine all the lives that would be saved. Imagine all of the blessings of the future would be to come because of the compromise and the communication and the negotiation, right? That was looked forward to when it came to certain relationships. But see, when people don't want to compromise, and when people don't want to communicate, and when people don't want to negotiate, and when people don't want to mediate a situation, they want it their way. They want Burger King all day, every day. They want it their way or no other way. And when you're dealing with people who only see one perspective, they only heard one side of the story, they only think of it as one way, and they have this aggressive a mindset that there is no other way that this can work, or there's no other way. You got to be mindful of those type of stubborn mindedness. That mindset of stubbornness is dangerous, because what that says is, I don't believe or have faith that things can happen in a better way. This is why when the enemy tried to trick me about certain rooms that I wasn't in, it was because he wants you to feel insignificant. If the enemy can steal, kill, and destroy any type of confidence that you may have, any type of self-esteem that you're trying to build, anything that could trigger you to go backwards, the enemy's gonna do it. And he's gonna put anybody in your path to cause you to trip up over yourself. If you are trying not to smoke cigarettes, he'll put your old buddies in a room who smoke cigarettes. If you try not to fornicate and you say, you know what, I'm gonna put this thing on ice and I'm gonna focus. Guess what? He gonna have you in all type of enticing and freaky situations that's gonna cause you to revert back of what it is that you're trying not to do. If you're trying to save more money, guess what? He gonna have a friend call you like, hey, let's go to the mall. What you about to do? Let's go do this. And you know you trying to save. If you know you trying to study because you focus on something, and somebody say, hey, let's go to a party, and you know you already feeling restless. This is what the enemy does. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And if I can knock you off your square, if I can make you believe at any point in time in your life, guess what? It's going to not only hinder you, but it's going to hinder anything and everything that was attached to you. The blessings that you were supposed to get. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, and this is one of the reasons why when I talk and I mentor, not only to my students, but when I mentor adults, I got a mentor. I'm a grown woman and I got a mentor. Don't ever think that you've made it in life where you don't need wisdom from somebody else who's lived, who's had the experiences, who's gone through the things that you've gone through. My son is over in college. I can't learn nothing from a girl who just had a baby. You can't teach me nothing. I can teach you more than you can teach me. So when it comes down to where you get your wisdom from, you got to be mindful. Am I getting wisdom from somebody who is successful? Or am I getting my wisdom from somebody who's struggling just as much as me? Am I getting my wisdom from somebody who is building and is positive and is working towards stability? Or am I listening to somebody who always in drama, who always negative, who always got some slick to say, who don't believe, who always talking about somebody else? See, this is the thing. You got to understand that your attitude and how you deal with people means a whole lot. Your skill, your degree, your money, it may take you some places, right? But that love and that energy and that personality and that kindness and that love that you show people, it'll put you in rooms that your money can't. It'll put you in rooms that your mama and daddy can't get you in. Let me tell you something. Me just being nice, I've had people open the door for me to people who should have, watch this, had the door open for me. Just from me being nice to people and kind, God allowed them to bless me with unmerited favor, to give me grace. When there were people who were in those same rooms who didn't even open the door for me. And there are going to be some people who you expect, right, to open up the door for you because you opened up the door for them. There are going to be some people that you expect, right, to look out for you the way that you looked out for them. But I'm going to tell you something right now. It ain't going to always happen that way. It ain't going to always happen that way. It ain't going to always be the way you anticipated it to fall through. I remember it was a young lady. I was sick with I had got COVID for the second time. It wasn't worse as the first time. I got it the second time. And I had been given a young lady, I consider her to be one of my homegirls. Consider her to be a friend. She was sick. Her husband was sick. I'm taking the medicine. She didn't have some situations with her sister girl down there. I didn't send her tea. I'm driving all the way from the west side all the way to the east side. Now, mind you, they got cars. They could have came and got their own medicine. Now, when I got sick, she had my medicine. She gave my medicine to somebody else. You know what she told me? You should have came and got your medicine. It's been sitting over here. So you mean to tell me that I done helped you and your problems for your situation? I done had your stuff in my car forever. I done helped you and your husband. I done supported you. I ain't asked for nothing back in the minute that I needed my medicine that you said you got for me. You done gave it to somebody else, and I should have came and got it. That's the energy you giving me. So what that taught me in that lesson, and I'm going to tell you something. Every time God brings you something, it's to teach you something about yourself, right? And it's showing you about the people around you. When scenarios happen in your life, it's not for God to beat you up. It's not for God to say, I want to punish my daughter, or I want to punish my son, or I want to belittle them. I want them to feel hurt and pain. That's not why God sometimes puts you in certain scenarios. He puts you in certain scenarios so that you can see the people around you. So when God blesses you in certain arenas in your life, you ain't got all this heavy weight on you. See, there were some people that I was carrying, and I didn't even realize that I was carrying them. Until I look back and I see my growth in what I've done, and then I look at them and I say, okay, well, they ain't really done nothing. Okay, well, maybe you ain't missed out on as much as you think you have. Because see, that's what the enemy will do. He'll try to play you for a fool and make you think, oh, I've missed out on the love of my life. Oh, I missed out on having children. Oh, I missed out on having a successful business. Oh, I missed out on writing that successful book. Oh, I missed out. Oh, I'm too old to do that. When I hear people, oh, I'm old, and I be like, girl, you better stop putting that on you. I tell people all the time, I'm young, honey. I'm a young MILF. What? Stop playing with me, honey. I ain't even reached my peak. I ain't even reached my prime yet. I'm just tipping up the mountain. Okay? Because see, people saw me already at my worst. And so since you saw me at my worst, God ain't got no choice but to let me show up at my best. You done already seen me when I was poor and didn't have nothing. You done already seen me without my wig and out my lashes. So now you got to see me elevate. This is why people who choose to be your enemy got to be careful. People who choose to be your enemy got to be careful. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Y'all already know. Make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen, make sure y'all follow me on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, because y'all already know. I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, I'm talking all about you deserve it. Because one of the things that I've learned is that because of my kindness, because of the grace that God has given me, because of the hardships and trials and tribulations that God has allowed me to see, God has no choice but to let people see my blessings and the blessings through my life. This is why when people choose to be my enemy, because I didn't make you my enemy. I didn't say, you know what, I don't like you. And every chance I get, I'm going to make sure you know I don't like you. See, sometimes you got to understand that there are some people who chose you as their enemy. You didn't choose them. They chose you. And because they chose you as an enemy, you got to use them the way the enemies get used. And that's as their footstool in the room while you bless. See, people don't realize when they choose to make you an enemy, they also choose to make you an enemy. They also choose to make themselves an enemy of God. Because when you are anointed and favored and blessed by God, God says, touch not my anointed. So if you think for 1 second that you causing somebody else a problem, or you saying, oh, I don't like this person, you don't know what type of blessings and favor in the hand of God is on this particular person. And you think for 1 second that you're going to say, oh, I don't like them. And we just literally came out of we're still in a pandemic. We're going through a whole battlefield in another country that's affecting our country. We have so many challenges that are happening, and you choose to make people your enemies in this season. You got life backwards. And so because you got life backwards, God will give you the free will that you need. But see, at the end of the day, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And what that means is you get more love when you are kind to people than you do when you out here acting like you the sugar honey iced tea and you got it going on. And it don't mean that you shouldn't have confidence and feel like you got it going on, but it's a difference between walking in confidence and then just being egotistical. Because there are some people who act like they doing it big and you should just be doing great things. Have you ever met somebody who talks about the stuff they doing as if they shouldn't already be doing it? Like, have you ever met somebody who talk about how they take care of their kids? Well, you should be taking care of your kids. Like, that's what parents do. Like I it's so funny to me when I hear people talk about things for the things that they do. Like, yeah, I bought my kids some shoes. You should have bought your kids some shoes. Oh yeah, I watched my kids today. You watched your kids. You don't, as a parent, you don't watch your kids. You take care of your kids. You cover your kids. And see, a lot of us have the tendency of co-signing foolishness. And this is why our communities stay impoverished. We stay in poverty. Look around. Just because you got it going on and because you made it, let me tell you something. If you're the only person in your hood that done made it, that's a problem. If you're the only person in your crew that's successful, that's a problem. If you're the only person who looks at your community and your crew as important and paying attention to the stuff that affects our community, that's a problem. If everybody in your crew is oblivious to what's going on in a community in which they live, that is a problem. Somebody better be paying attention to something. You don't know how this stuff is about to go. We literally started off one year one way and ended it a whole nother way. Y'all got to be paying attention to what's happening in your own community, what's happening in your own backyard. This is why Arabics and Chaldeans can come in and take properties right up under us. This is how white people are able to come in and snatch things out of our communities the way that they do, because we ain't paying attention. We paying attention to what's happening on The Real Housewives. We paying attention to who was at the basketball game. We paying attention to who just dropped the single. We paying attention to this, but you ain't paying attention to what's happening in your own community. You're not paying attention to what's happening in your own child's life. You don't even know what's happening within your own children's school. It used to burn me up when I would see mothers and fathers pull up to the school. Pull up. Don't come in. Don't talk to the teachers. Don't try to figure out who the principal is. They just drop their kids off. Then when school became virtual, now you as a parent, you going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because you haven't established a relationship. And see, this is the season that we're in where established relationships are going to win. Not your degree, not your money. It's going to be established relationships. See, established relationships can get you in rooms that your money and certain things can't get you. And I know this because I've been in rooms. My mama and daddy wasn't wealthy. Not at all. My mama had a life insurance policy that we were able to take care of her funeral arrangements, and that's it. That's all. When my dad committed suicide, he had 2 rigs. Don't know where none of those are at. I don't know if my stepmother took them or what the case may be. But I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I wasn't born with no money. I'm making money. I'm building a legacy for my family. I'm building something and a foundation and some stability for my son. And so when you understand that what you're building, brick for brick, bar for bar, word for word, you need to know what's going on because it's going to affect how you operate. You need to know who's doing policies, because if they decide to change some things into a law or amend the law, guess what? That's going to affect you. If they decide to increase certain taxes on certain things, guess what? That's going to affect you. If they decide to poison baby formula and you just had a baby, guess what? That's going to affect you. See, a lot of us don't think certain things are going to affect us, and you don't care about those things until it does. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people all the time, when you are dealing with secret battles and you're dealing with certain things, we got to learn to support each other and uplift each other for real. Not that little fake fugazi, phony stuff that y'all be doing. And if the beef is really a real beef, then somebody needs to be bossy enough and courageous enough to put it on the table. See, you can't say you a real G or you 100 and you out here beefing with people and they don't even know why y'all beefing. They don't need, y'all ain't even had a conversation. And especially y'all folks who say y'all go to church and y'all believe in God and y'all call yourselves Christians and all that. First of all, the Bible tells you to go to your brother and sister if you got an ought against them. It don't tell you to talk about them to somebody else. It don't tell you to create a clique and dog this person out for the trespasses and the things that they've done. It tells you to go to your brother or your sister, and if they reject you, to take it up in prayer. Boom. There you go. Because see, one of the things that I loved that my mother taught me how to pray. And I mean like pray for real. And I mean not just get down on my knees and shamalama, shamalama, nama. Not none of that. I mean like literally tap in for prayer. And I mean not just praying for stuff. Like praying for peace in the middle of a chaotic situation. Praying for changed hearts, for hearts that have been hardened. Praying for financial breakthroughs for families that are homeless and that are really in need. Praying for people's well-beings because their health is declining. Praying, like for real. My mother taught us how to pray. And for those who got it in my household, definitely understand the power of prayer. See, the word of God says that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. And if you're not righteous, means the total opposite, meaning that you're unrighteous. So if the prayers of the righteous availeth much, that means that the prayers of the unrighteous don't even get heard. So that also means you need to check how you moving. If you check how you move, and you'll check why your prayers ain't been answered. If you check your heart and do a heart check, then you'll understand why some things are being withheld. See, there were some things that were being withheld in my life, and I couldn't understand why. And if you're tuning in and you're listening to y'all, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Y'all already know, before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it, and I know you heard me the first time. Some of the reasons why some of the things that were being held back in my life was because of the spirit that I had about it. That the anger behind it. The malice behind it. See, this is why I can look at certain scenarios and certain situations with a smile on my face, because I knew my heart and the intent behind why I did what I did. Now, no matter what they got to say about me, no matter what the story is or what they got to say about you, you know why you did what you did. You know why you said what you said. You know why you operated the way that you operated. And you also know that when your back was up against the wall, the way you moved was not intentional, but you did what you did because guess what? That's all you could do. My mother teaching us how to pray was more valuable than her teaching us how to sell our vagina or how to make a man want us so that we can get taken care of. Because there are some women who raise their daughters to use their bodies as a means of stability, not their brains, not their skills, but they teach their children bad habits. And then when you want to know why your children end up the way that they end up, it's because what are you teaching them? My mother was intentional about teaching us how to pray. So if we ever got into a scenario, whether it was in school, at work, whether it was with our mates, whether it was with our friends, I remember leaving the club, 18. And I remember all of us being drunk, 18, not supposed to be drinking. We leaving out the River Rock. We downtown. We leaving out of St. Andrews. I know I ain't the only one. We hanging out at Belle Isle, turning up. God covering us. I remember one time an accident literally happened right in front of us. We driving, turned up, got the music on, having us a good old time, not paying attention. And immediately, I just started praying. The girl next to me, she started praying. We spinning. Car just spinning around. Oh, Jesus, please, Lord. Other car, they ran into a wall. We just stopped. The girl driving, I don't even remember who was driving. She just crying. I'm like, girl, pull over, get over on the other side. She just crying. She like, oh my God, we almost died. But just think, how many of our children have been in very bad scenarios and they didn't know who to call on? They didn't know who to pray to. They didn't even know what to pray for. So when it comes to knowing what you deserve, you also got to understand that you also deserve a prayer life. Because if your prayer life is a reflective of being a good person, guess what? Those prayers are going to get answered. Now, they may not get answered when you want them. They may not get answered when you feel you deserve them. There were some things that I prayed for, and I was so upset with God. Like, God, what's up? I'm smart. I'm talented. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't got no business. What's up? Why I can't get my blessing? I can't get my breakthrough? What's the deal? Like, I don't count. Like you said, I was your daughter and whatnot, and Jesus, my brother. Like, I'm an heir. I'm an inheritor of this. What's up? But God had to also show me, sis, you are blessed. You breathing, aren't you? You ain't in jail, right? You got the activities of your limbs, right? You don't look like what you've been through, right? You got a roof over your head, right? And I started thinking. And then I started becoming more thankful about where God had me in my life. And then scenarios and situations started happening in my life. And I promise y'all, with every fiber and being in my body, the things that have happened to me would cause a normal person to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If you had a friend who slept with your baby daddy, that would make you go crazy. If you had a young lady that went to the same church as you, who turned around and married your ex-husband, and everybody in the church is treating you funny like you done did something wrong, that would make you go crazy. Having a kid, being a kid, that would make you go crazy. Losing your father to suicide the day after Thanksgiving, that would make a person go crazy. Having your mama killed by the hospital that's supposed to help her with a ventilator that pierced her lungs and sepsis, an infection of the blood, that would make a person go crazy. That would make a person go crazy. Having your brother being murdered in prison by COs, that would potentially make a person go crazy. Taking care of another brother who's in prison for 12 years and their son, only for them to come out of prison and treat you like you was a stranger, like you ain't never helped them a day in their life. It would make a person go crazy. But see, this is the blessing. Because my mother taught me how to pray, and because I learned to keep my faith strong, I also learned that these issues are only temporary. And see, there were some things that I prayed for that I felt, right? I felt. We all feel like we deserve certain things that we prayed for when we want them, right? There are some things that God did not want me to have because of the heart and the mindset that I had at that time. I would have fumbled the bag. I would have fumbled the bag with my attitude towards people. I would have fumbled the bag toward my attitude towards my finances. I would have fumbled the bag toward my attitude toward parenting. I would have fumbled the bag toward my attitude toward myself. See, a lot of us don't get certain prayers answered when we want them, not because we don't deserve them. God wants you to be blessed. He wants you to live a prosperous life. He wants you to live in good health, but you got to be ready. You got to be mentally ready, physically ready. You got to be financially ready sometimes. And see, a lot of us, we think we ready because somebody done told us we ready. And we don't want to be criticized. We don't want to be critiqued. One of the reasons why I went to the public speaking camp, not because I didn't know I was a great speaker. I know I'm a great speaker. I'm a great host. But when you know that you're great, you also know that you could be what? Greater. When you know that you're good, you know that you could be better. LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Steph Curry and Deion Sanders and Serena Williams and Oprah Winfrey and all of these amazing leaders that we see, they knew they were great, but they also knew that they needed practice. They also knew that they needed a mentor. They also knew they needed a coach. They also know that they needed to read. They also needed to watch and be around people in their field that were doing great things. Never think that you are so good that you can't get better. See, I believe in investing in your craft. Because you deserve better, you want to put yourself in a position where you can get better. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Zsa Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, if you know anybody who has recently been engaged, looking to renew their vows, make sure that you give them my information for United Vows Officiating Services. It is officially wedding season, and I am officially your wedding officiant. And I look forward to marrying you and your couples, or you and your family and friends. I have 12 years experience as an officiant, and I would love to marry you guys. I have my business right downtown in downtown Detroit. Right in the historic Michigan building, and I would love to officiate and bring two families together as one. Listen, I'm so super duper excited, because if you're tuning in, you're listening to Zsa Said It. Before I take it back, y'all already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add more to it, and I'm talking about you deserve it. Because I'm going to tell you something. There are people that are going to make you feel like you don't deserve the blessings that God has for you. They don't know how hard you've worked. They don't know the trials and tribulations that you've had to go through. They don't know the many nights that you was running off on E. Have you ever just ran in life on E? It's like a car running on E. You just hope you go make it. I have ran on E. And I'm not just talking about E on money. I'm talking about low on energy, low on love. You just low, but you still just chuck it, and you still going. And people have the mitigated audacity to have an issue with you for you going after the blessings that you know you deserve. You know you deserve those blessings. You know you deserve to have a love that's gonna love you with all your heart. You know why? Because you love others with all your heart. You support others with all your heart. See, I deserve great friendships because I'm a great friend. And when you know you're a great friend, you ain't about to allow nobody to give you no minimum relationship, no minimum friendship. I know I'm a good woman. And when you know you're a good woman, you know you deserve a good man. And when you got a good man, you maintain your goodness for that man. And if you're a good man and you know you deserve a good woman, you maintain that goodness for that good woman. See, a lot of us, we treat each other like you gonna get another. And I tell people all the time, y'all better start valuing people while they're here, because you don't know when God will take them from you. You don't know when God will take your children from you. You don't know when God will take your family from you. Hell, you don't know when the world will take the people that you love away from you. Not just God. Because see, sometimes we'll blame things on God, and God ain't had nothing to do with it. It had everything to do with our ego, our pride, our lack of knowledge, our lack of going and get checkups and checking on our bodies and making sure that our health is intact. And then next thing we know, somebody got to bury you because you ain't taking care of yourself. And see, when it comes to support, we need more support and less judgment in the season. We need more support and less judgment. Everybody work at Frank Murphy at 36th District Court. Everybody work for Third Circuit now. Everybody a judge and the jury. Now you got the right to crucify somebody for their transgressions or the things that they done wrong. That's why when I look at certain people and I look at certain scenarios and certain conversations, I laugh. Because I think about nobody's better than nobody. There are people who may think that they're better because of the things that they've acquired in life, but nobody's better than nobody. You don't get a special coffin. There's not going to be a special urn that's going to rejuvenate your ashes. There's not going to be a coffin that's going to keep your body warm and keep life in it. When you gone, you gone. And so because of that, you got to understand that you need more support and less judgment. Don't mean that you don't need people who are going to speak wisdom and hold you accountable. When you know what you deserve, you also hold people accountable to give you what you deserve. If you know you deserve good food on a clean plate, you go to a good restaurant. When you know you deserve a quality hairdo and you get good service, you're going to keep going back to where you get that good quality from. Let's just say you get a delicious meal, but it's on a dirty plate. What do? I don't want this. You get a spoiled fork and it got spots and food all on it. Are you going to eat with that dirty fork? No, because you know you deserve a clean one. That's just like women. Do you know you're not supposed to be abused? Well, if you know you're not supposed to be in an abusive relationship, then why are you in it? If you know that this woman is not for you and you know that this particular individual is not having your best interest, then why are you entertaining a relationship? See, a lot of us know what we deserve. We're just scared to put those boundaries and set those standards for what we know we deserve. See, there are certain things that people know not to come to me with because they know I ain't for that foolishness. I'm going to check you where you stand and I'm going to keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, when you have those boundaries and you create those standards for yourself, you enjoy what you deserve. See, when I created the standard of eating healthy, when I eat my ice cream, I deserve to eat my ice cream because I didn't work out. I didn't eat healthy all week. So when I desire to have a treat here and there or a snack here and there, it's because I know I've put in the same effort. I'm putting in that same effort, right? So I deserve, when I eat my ice cream, I deserve to enjoy it. When you get your man, ladies, the man that's for you, when you get that woman that's for you, men, they really for you, not for themselves. They don't come with no private or hidden agenda. They not coming with no ill intent. When you get that friend, ladies, that real genuine good sisterhood friendship, you deserve that. You deserve to have good people in your life. That's not just for others to enjoy. That's for you to enjoy too. But you got to get yourself around people and not feel small like you don't deserve to be there. I used to allow people to make me feel small because I didn't have the degree like them. I didn't have the money like them. I didn't have the parents who put up this, that, and the third like them. And sometimes certain scenarios and situations will make you feel smaller than them because you didn't have what they had and you didn't go where they went. And see, you got to know you. Don't let nobody make you feel small. Don't let nobody little dog you. Nobody. I don't care if it's from the smallest project to you just starting your business. Don't let nobody little dog you. I don't care who they are or where they from. You gonna put some respect on my name. The end. And see, at the end of the day, there are gonna be people who aren't gonna like you, but they gonna respect what you building. They gonna say this. Oh yeah, me and her, I don't like her, but she consistent. Yeah, she ain't too much of my cup of tea, but she be hitting some points. See, there are some people that are gonna try to make you small. You know, I've had people, oh yeah, I want to be on your little show. Oh, you want to be on my little show? You sure? You sure? Because it can't be too little if you know about it. And it can't be that small if you want to be on it. So clearly, it has some type of substance. See, people don't call on you because of your little talents. People don't need your assistance over your little skills. So don't let nobody little dog you, and you better collect your coins as well. Don't let nobody try to play you on no money. Let me tell you something. I don't care what it is, whether you bartering for skills or talents, okay? Whether you are putting a small fee toward your gifts or talents. Listen, if they can't afford it or they can't pay it, them ain't the people. But don't get discouraged because you anticipate certain people to support your service and your product. There are going to be people who are going to try to make you feel small about your services and your products because they can't afford it or they don't believe in you. God gave me a revelation the other day. The other day, God said, I need you to stop being upset about people that you've known all your life who don't support you. I'm going to need you to grow past that. You've grown past their opinions. You've even grown past their support. But what I'm going to need you to do in this season is I'm going to need you to heal from those people. And I'm going to need you to start looking for people who need what you have to offer. I'm going to tell you something. There are some people who don't see any value in what you have to offer. And that's okay. And it may make you feel some type of way because you want people that know you to value what you bring to the table. But guess what? Sometimes it ain't for those people to value what you bring to the table because that ministry that you have ain't for them. It's for somebody else. Sometimes that skill and that talent that you want to give to the people that you went to school with, that you want to give to the people in your family, that you want to give to the people that you know, guess what? They may not take it because it may not be for them in their season. They can't see what you have to value because they don't value you. But there are hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of people on this planet, from country to country, from state to state, in your own city, in your own community, who guess what? They want what you have. They need what you have. When I learned to put my trust and my support into my talent and my skills and my gifts, and that those gifts would make room for me, the gift and the talent will make room for you, but you just don't know who's going to be in the room. Your gifts and your talents will make room for you. You just don't know who's going to be in the room. See, we want our sisters and brothers in the room when we're being successful and blessed, but sometimes God don't want them in the room. We may want our parents to be in the room while we're being blessed and while we're being successful, but sometimes God don't want them in the room with you. You may want the people who you used to go to school with and who you called friends to go with you on that successful journey, but sometimes God says, see, I know some things about them that you don't know, and I don't want them to go with you to where you got to go. So guess what? I'm going to cause a separation. And see, sometimes isolation can cause you to feel lonely, but it's also God protecting you from something that you have no idea you're being protected from. There are some scenarios and situations that I've been in, and I felt real like, dang, ain't nobody messing with me right now. But it was God saying, no, I don't have nobody messing with you right now because I don't want nobody to mess with you. And I don't want nobody to mess up what I got brewing in you. And see, sometimes another person can mess up what God is working on you. If you may be thinking, oh, God is punishing me. No, God is working some things out in you. He's purging you. He's pulling you. He's strengthening you. He's stretching you. He's causing you to feel some things that you ain't never felt before. He's causing you to look at some things that you ain't never seen on people before. And I'm going to tell you something. There are some things that I've seen about people that I wish I didn't see. But I'm so glad that I saw them because now I know how to deal with them on a better playing field. See, now the field has leveled and the smoke has cleared. And now I see people for who they are. And because now I see you for who you are, now I can deal and handle you accordingly. Don't get mad at people for them being fake or them being phony or them being wishy-washy or them not supporting you or them not being happy for you. I'm going to tell you something. Your biggest support is going to come from people you don't know. And those few, far and few and in between people who stay up late with you, who help you with the grind, those people who keep you encouraged and speak a little word of encouragement, those people are the people who deserve your love. Those are the people who deserve your grace. Those are the people who deserve everything that you have to offer. Let me tell you something. There are some people that I'll always help. You know why? Because when I was at my lowest point, they didn't dog me. They didn't talk about me. They didn't put me on the billboard of scandalism like the rest of the people did. They really prayed for me for real. They really said, I support what you're doing. They really tagged and shared my show or shared my post, or they showed up to a event. You know, see, there are some people who say that they love you and they say they support you, but when it comes to you performing, or when it comes to you needing an ear to talk to, or when it comes to somebody pulling up when you need them, they ain't nowhere to be found. So what I've learned, what Joy Road taught me, what 7 Mile taught me, what Kelly from the west side and Kenny from the east side taught me is you make sure that you big up those who bigged you up. You look out for those who looked out for you. You make sure that when you see people out here in the streets that don't know nothing about you, you give them your all. Because there are people who know what you're capable of and they won't support you. They won't even look your way. Oh, that's just Zsa Zsa running her mouth. That's how they'll look at you. Oh, that's just such and such trying to start a business. But then guess what? Let you tap into somebody that they know. Let you tap into a celebrity that they know. See, it was people that when they saw me with Ghost last year, there was people who came out the woodwork. I ain't never seen them on my page before, but all of a sudden now they chiming in. What that means is that you always had something to offer. It wasn't until there was something that sparked their interest that caused them to bite. See, I have a weekly conversation with one of my sister friends, one of my peers, and I talk to her all the time. Crystal Rice of Crystal Rice Jenkins, excuse me. I talk to her all the time from Black Economic Exchange Group. She's one of my biggest supporters, one of my greatest friends, and one of the things that I love that when we talk about business. And one day we were talking and she was a little discouraged, and sometimes I'm discouraged too. And she gives me positive feedback and I give her positive feedback. And one of the things that I said to her is I said, we are fishermen, fisherwomen. And when we fish, for those of you who are entrepreneurs, when you fish, guess what you're doing? Throwing out that line. When you're an entrepreneur, you throw out the line. Now, every fish ain't going to come to bite that bait. But when you do get one, what do? You reel it in. And sometimes what happens when that fish gets away? Boom, a customer gets away. It don't make you less of a fisherwoman or man. It doesn't make you less of an entrepreneur. It just means, okay, that customer, that fish got away. But guess what you do? You take that line, you throw it back in the water. And whoever bites, you reel them in. And you keep collecting until next thing you know, you got a whole slew of fish. See, this is one of the reasons why I can be comfortable in my own skin. And I'm going to let y'all go. I can be comfortable in my own skin with who I am and what it is that I do. And sometimes I've learned to just fall back and let people do them. This how you feel? Cool. You want to go? Bye. You choosing to stay? Cool. Oh, you going to be fake? Dang, that's messed up. But okay. Oh, you not really going to support? All right, then. When you start learning you and you start learning the value of you, you also start learning the value of people who don't mean you no good. And you also learn the value of people who do mean you no good that don't need to be in your life right now. And listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. When you know what you deserve, you also encourage others to get the best of what they deserve too. You're not encouraging them and entangling them with foolishness. You are encouraging them to do the right things. See, I look at OGs from the hood, OGs from the church, OGs from the block who encourage mess. People who encourage mess, I ain't got nothing for you. Any OG, woman or man, encouraging problems, encouraging violence, encouraging chaos, encouraging distrust, anybody encouraging anything that goes against building, stay away from them. People that encourage foolishness, stay away from them. People who entertain, and let me tell you why. Because while you ha with them about them, and while you keep keying with them about them, guess what? God will create a scenario where they'll do the same thing to you. See, I've seen certain scenarios and situations happen where we'll laugh at somebody else for tripping and falling, not knowing that our trip is coming and our fall is coming too. I'm very, very mindful of the stuff that I entertain because I don't want that stuff to boomerang back on me and my family. I don't want that stuff to boomerang back on my son. So I'm very, very mindful of how I deal with certain individuals in certain scenarios. But I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to allow nobody to treat me like I don't deserve the best, the greatest. I'm not going to allow nobody to treat me like I don't deserve to be respected or valued, because I know that I bring respect and value to the table with everybody that I know and love. And if a person decides to treat you like a Save-A-Lot brand and not the Maya brand, if somebody desires to treat you like a Aldi's brand and not a Kroger brand, and not to say that ain't nothing wrong with them values, okay, because I shop at all of them, but you know the gist of what I'm saying. If somebody decides to treat you like the Great Value brand and not the original, then guess what you need to treat them like? The value brand. Baby, one of the things that I know is that I deserve the best. And when you know you deserve the best, you're not going to let nobody give you no mess. Okay? Listen, when you know you deserve the best, you're not going to let nobody give you no mess. Okay? And if they coming with mess, return to sender. Okay? Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, what I'm going to do? Tell them, y'all, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, I love y'all so much. I ain't mean to keep y'all this long, but I wanted y'all to go into this next season of y'all life strong. I want you to go into this next season of your life with wisdom. I want you to go into the next season of your life with real friends, real support, real love, real family relationships, real divine intervention. Because there's a lot of people that know how to play the field. It's a lot of people that's going to say, oh, I'm going to support you. Oh, let me know what you need. Oh, I've been through there. I've been through all of that. All of what anything could ever happen, I've been through it, from marriage, divorce, having a kid, not having a kid, all of everything in between. And so when you know what you deserve, when you know it, and I mean don't teeter-tot with it. Don't seesaw with that thing. Don't go back and forth, because a double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. When you know, just like you know what you know. If you know you can cook good, you know can't nobody tell you your food is nasty. Okay? Something wrong with their taste buds. When you know you're a good athlete, can't nobody tell you, oh, you didn't run record time. When you know you can do hair, can't nobody tell you the baby hairs wasn't laid. When you know that you do what you do very well, can't nobody try to discredit what you bring to the table. Listen, I love y'all so much. And I want you to know what you deserve. Not just some of the time, all of the time. When you know you are genuine and authentic with everyone that you come across, and they're not authentic and genuine with you, that's not your fault. They don't got nothing to do with you. They got everything to do with them. They got everything to do with how they were raised, what they got going on, and how they feeling about their life at this particular moment. But you stay focused on what you deserve. Listen, I love y'all. Make sure y'all wash your hands, drinking plenty of water, minding the business that pays you, and staying out the way. Listen, if it ain't got nothing to do with blessings, then go on about y'all business, okay? Listen, if it ain't got nothing to do with blessings, if it ain't got nothing to do with positivity, if it ain't got nothing to do with growing and maturing, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want to, nope. You got to learn how to say, no, let me call you back. I'll be good at that. Let me call you right back. Listen, I love y'all. I got to go. I got stuff to do. Peace.